biggest topic that occurred in the last week. A streamer in hold on, let me get this straight. Let me get this right. In what country? A
Yeah, because
Polish
I can't
streamer.
fuck it up. I can't fuck it up because I don't know any of it.
A Polish streamer named Latwogang did a
Okay.
9-day charity stream that broke the record for the highest grossing charity stream, which was previously held by Mr. Beast. They raised over $45 million USD for
Holy shit.
cancer fighters and making the largest charity stream ever.
Two boomers in the lobby still making plays. From the shop to the tavern, we don't behave. Talk meta, talk life, talk common, rank grade. Boomer grounds, turn it up, press play. Old school feel with the new school sway. Every week, new heat, let it run, don't fade. If you came for the vibes, you in the right place. Yeah, welcome to the pop, pull a chair to the table. BPM low, but the read still fatal. Boomer brain, but the line stay stable. Hit them with the level ups, label it a fable. Cue up, we discussing every patch, every tweak. Broken comps, bad beats, every high roll streak. From the goldens in the shop to the throws on a misplay. Clip it for the chat, that's a boomer kind of replay. Late night grind, but the jokes stay timeless. Talk real life, little tilt, little kindness. From the YouTube feed to the Twitch chat sounds. If you know, then you know this is Boomer Grounds.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Boomer Grounds podcast. It would help if I was on the right scene on the stream, but not a lot to talk about this week. Kind of been a slow week in general. There is an interesting topic about botting that we'll get into at the end because we know botting is our favorite topic. It seems to be around here. But let's
Botting
start
and
off
streamers
by-
committing crimes. That's like 90% of what we do now.
we have another interesting crime one too. Well, not really crime.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Wasn't actually a crime, but it is definitely a TOS potential TOS violation one.
Okay.
We'll get to that one after. Yeah. So what have you been up to, Howard? What's been going on with you?
Good. We've been busy on this end in real life, so I haven't had a lot of time to do streaming. And also, I will tell our audience straight up, I warned Terry this morning, you're going to get more than usually clueless Howard tonight because I just haven't had time to really look at anything. And he was like, good, we'll get some good reactions out of you. So, yeah, but other than that, it's the usual thing. I did find out, and I'm very excited about this. I learned that they set a release date for the Seventh Guest remake. Did you ever play Seventh Guest, Terry?
I've never played Seventh Guest.
Oh, I might have to send you a copy of Seventh Guest in the early mid 90s. Was a fantastic CD-ROM puzzle game where you have to like solve what happened to these people that are all trapped as ghosts. And every time you solve a puzzle, you get like a scene. And they did. I was like, because it was CD-ROM, they actually did like actual actors acting the stuff out in these scenes, and it was a really great game. And I'm very excited. They're June 4th. They're releasing the sequel. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the other thing I've just been in the background, and this is completely outside of gaming, but a friend of mine was like, have you ever read Dungeon Crawler Carl? And I'm like, I have no idea what that is. So she gave me the audiobook and I finished the first one today. And my God, I laughed my ass off at this. So, you know, that's it on the Howard Moon end. It's been pretty quiet on this end. What about you? We've been busy, so it's been quiet.
Yeah. So on regards to Dungeon Crawler Carl, there's a streamer running, he said, that used to stream Battlegrounds back in the day. And now she's doing like book reviews and stuff on TikTok.
Okay.
Or Book Talk or something. And she's been all about Dungeon Crawler Carl for like the last 2 months. And there's supposed to be a movie coming out. She's talking about how it's just like her favorite book, and she's just been all about it. It's just been. I never read the books. I guess they're really good according to you. And,
it was funny. It was funny. A lot of pop culture references.
Really,
it's a lot of theater of the absurd. There's 7 books in the series now, and the 8th one comes out next month. So yeah, there's a board game adaptation of it now. There's a role play game adaptation of it now on Kickstarter. It's kind of, And I was like, all right, I'll give this a listen. I really don't know that I'm gonna like this, and I wasn't gaga about it. I didn't wake up in the morning and go, ooh, give me my headphones. But like, I'd be sitting at my desk and be like, I don't know what to listen to today. I'll put another couple chapters of this on. It was really good. It was really good. I was impressed. And the guy who does the voice acting, a guy named Jeff Hayes, I had never heard of him before, but he does all but one of the voices, and he is amazing. Amazing with how he reads his book. So if you like audiobooks, if you prefer audiobooks to written books, definitely recommend it.
Chat saying you should read Brotato Chip, and that seems like a title that just seems right up your alley.
I love the game Brotato, so
Yeah.
So what else is going on with you?
Playing a bunch of Magic, playing a bunch of Hearthstone. Played some Hearthstone today. Actually killed myself twice in the last 2 days.
Oh, demons.
I killed
Demons?
myself once with demons, in that I thought Tichondrius was the one that prevented damage and buffed the shop, and not the one that. So I killed myself with a Weaver in that game, and I killed myself with Lich Bee Hero Power earlier today, thinking I was at 3 life instead of 2 life in a game I was going to win. I was like, I'm in such good shape, and they got 7 because I killed myself. I was like, what happened there? And I was like, oh shit. I looked down and I'm like the irony of this was that I went and hero power 5 extra armor so I could hero power a few more times. So I'm like, oh, if I hero power this armor right now, I get to hero power 2 more times in this game. So I'm like, okay, that's worth it. So I sold a minion to like hero power again, and I just killed myself. I was like,
oh, it's brutal.
yeah.
But we've all been there. Anybody who tells you they haven't done that in a game of Battlegrounds is a fucking liar. We've all had it happen.
For some reason, I was thinking Tichondrius prevented the damage and buffed your demons. I think I got confused with Ashen Corruptor, the one that the one that prevents the damage and buffs the shop. I was just like, because like I sold my I had a rewinder, I sold it because I had a Tichondrius one. I was like cycling, like I'm dead. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I was like, in the chat just laughing at me. I'm like, oh shit.
So let me ask you something before we get into topics. We're a couple weeks into the season now. We got a couple of balance patches. What are you liking? What are you hating?
Well, if you didn't log into the game today, Beast got nerfed. They took out Voltron. It was not part of the patch notes. It was not part of the patch notes. It just got removed.
Shadow ban.
Yeah. No, not really a shadow ban. You got the pop-up of it that says
Voltron
has been removed.
Okay.
So at least you got notified. But that got removed today. And then there were a bunch of the patch notes. Their patch came out today. Caligos got moved to 5, which made it significantly better. It's actually kind of playable now. I had a game when I was on Reno where I got Caligos and then Golden to Brand like on turn 8, and I think I came second.
Wow!
And it was significantly better. All the Chroma Drakes got buffed. They nerfed back to back a little. It's still really good. Ross got nerfed. But like, yeah, demons are still really strong though. Elementals got nerfed a little. I don't think it's enough. Still really strong.
Elementals are fast. That's what it is. You hit the right couple of cards early on. Elementals are like out of control by turn 9 or 10, like completely out of control.
Yeah. But like Battlegrounds is still pretty fun. I played it the last few days. Still playing a bunch of Magic. There's tournaments this weekend to try to win collector boxes of the new set, which have a really high resale value right now. So it's probably going to be really worthwhile to play them. So don't tell my wife, but I'm going to be probably spending a few $100s playing in these events. I mean, last time I won one, I finally got my box the other day. I was like, it said it shipped 3 weeks ago from California. I'm like, me in California, not that far. So I was like, messaging support. I'm like, there's no tracking number on here, nothing. I'm like, where the heck is my box? And then like before they even finished replying to me, I got like the package arrived, and it was like arrived from FedEx with like no tracking number, and they just like threw it down the lobby. And it was like a $500 box. I'm like, shit.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm really glad this thing didn't get stolen.
Right. Oh my god.
But I'm
That's
thinking,
nuts.
yeah, I'm thinking of starting up a new series on YouTube, maybe about trying to go from a brand new account to Mythic, which is like the equivalent of Legendary. I'm gonna see if I could do it within like a month. We'll see. It's
I
probably
like
gonna be a
it.
little tough. It's probably gonna be a little tough because like it's probably gonna have to be through constructed because it's gonna be hard to get there in limited because you just don't earn enough gold and gems to continually play drafts, or you have to have an
Hmm.
insanely high win rate once you earn enough. Um, so it's probably gonna have to be in constructed, and getting the cards for the constructed is going to be a bit of an issue, but it should be fun. I'm gonna try to play all the games on stream. I created the brand new account today. I was like, I wonder if I could skip the tutorial because I really just wanted to get like you get up to 3 dailies or like
Hmm.
daily quests that earn you gold. I was like, I'm not sure if you start with 3 or if you just start with 1 and you have to pick up the 3 along the way. So I was like, okay, I just need to just like have them accumulate so I could just like when I start playing on the account, I could earn a bunch of gold. And I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, it's the tutorial. I'm like, shit. I like conceded out of it. I'm like, doesn't let me skip it. I gotta do it again still. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna start it today. I was originally gonna start it on May 1st, and the goal is to try to get it done by the end of May to get to Mythic, but I had to start it a day or
I,
two early just to get it going.
I love this idea. And I think if anybody can pull it off, you can. So that'll be, and that would make some for some good content.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty good. And just like every day upload like the highlights of the day or something, you know.
Hmm.
Uh yeah, it should be fun. That's kind of my plan for the next month, I think. And then we still have the 1 year anniversary coming up. I think last week was actually only 48.
Okay. So we
So
got like another month.
we have another month before we get to our official 1 year anniversary. We actually had our highest viewership of the pod, at least on YouTube, last week.
Nice. Very nice.
But I was
Welcome, folks.
yeah, I was looking at the analytics, and most people didn't get past 30 seconds, so we have an issue. So I think it might be time to actually do some actual editing on the pod, and I'll put like a clip at the beginning, and then put like an intro song. I created an intro song a while ago. I never did anything with it, but maybe I'll make it like a short
Okay.
intro song, and then have us like put the pod after or something. So at least you have a little bit of bait at the beginning to get interested, as opposed to us just talking about what's been going on in our life. Only took 1 year before we actually got me to start actually doing some editing of the videos.
It's funny because we watch. I don't watch. We don't follow a ton of YouTube content
Yeah.
in our household. Usually, like retro channels. Like my wife loves the old Ghost Hunter series from Sci-Fi from years ago. So there's a channel where it shows that all the time. Things of that nature. We'll watch. But one of the content creators we follow are these two guys from England that literally cruise. They take like 40 cruises a year,
Yeah.
and this is their full-time job, is creating content based on where they go, the ships they are on, tips, travel stuff. It's a really great channel. It's called Cruise with Ben and David. But if you go back to their first year, like you see them on there, they're like, hi guys, we're on this boat, we're so excited, blah 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 blah. They're very natural, very flowing. Their first episodes are like, hello, welcome to Cruise with Ben and David. I am Ben. That is David. And I'm like, oh my God, how did this channel survive the first fucking year? And then you fast forward to like year 3 and you start to see like they actually are starting to get comfortable doing it. And now they're really entertaining to watch. So growing pains are a thing. So let's get there. Let's have a big season 2 debut with all these improvements.
I'm theoretically gonna try to do it today, but we'll see what happens. Because like the problem is, I do a lot of the editing while streaming,
Yeah.
and I can't actually do the video compression a part of it while streaming because it takes up too much of my computer power. Because
Right.
like my stream just slows down. I'm like, oh, because I want to try to get everything out by the next day. So maybe it means we have to push the release of the pod back a day. And I'll just have the. But I like having a set schedule. Like every Wednesday, we record on Tuesday. The pods are out by Wednesday morning. All the clips are out ready. So it's
I
got
get
me in a
it.
nice sort of rhythm. But yeah, we'll see.
But I mean, if
It's
you
definitely
change it to
something to do.
record Tuesday, release Thursday, it's not the end of the world.
but I like don't want to break the rhythm. I don't like. I want the viewers to have a rhythm because they're used to seeing us every Wednesday, and
Fair.
I'm already a year in. Maybe the three viewers that normally come and watch are just like excited for it every Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon.
We'll come back for Thursday, and maybe they bring some friends with them with the extra added little pop that you put into it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, maybe, but that's what I've been up to. I was thinking about what I was gonna do with that, and what I'm gonna do for our intro video, and see if Bowers is ever gonna come back, and if I'm actually gonna include her in the video, and just be like,
We
"Miss
should
Bowers."
do we should just do like a milk carton with her picture on it as her part of the video.
uh, okay, let's get into some of the topics of the week.
Yeah, what's going on? I know nothing, so let's go.
Okay, biggest topic that occurred in the last week. A streamer in hold on, let me get this straight. Let me get this right. In what country?
Yeah,
A
because
Polish
I can't
streamer.
fuck it up. I can't fuck it up because I don't know any of it.
A Polish streamer named Latwogang did a
Okay.
9-day charity stream that broke the record for the highest grossing charity stream, which was previously held by Mr. Beast. They raised over $45 million USD
Holy shit.
for cancer fighters and making the largest charity stream ever. Actually, so according to the article I read now, it actually got up to over $56 million for cancer fighters. It supports children battling cancer. The previous record was Mr. Beast in August of last year, which was over $12 million.
So killed the record then.
Yeah, I killed the record. The original goal was like 300K or something, and it just like blew it out of the water. I don't know how it managed to get so big. I don't know. Never heard of Latwogang. I mean, him being Polish probably makes it harder for me to have heard about him.
I feel like I saw something like this. Didn't he get some like bigger streamers to pop on with him and cross promote it? Or am I thinking of something else?
I'm not really sure. Like,
I seem to remember reading something about Iron Mouse being a part of something that went crazy huge last week.
Maybe that's definitely possible. Yeah. Oh yeah. So the final number clocked in at approximately 70 million USD, which is obviously a massive good use of
That's
his
insane.
popularity and his community and all that stuff. Oh, there's some Polish rapper that was there. You had to like send around some song. I don't know, but it just blew up.
Oh no, I'm thinking of when Iron Mouse she did a subathon in October of 2024. That was also a charity stream. That was the one where she actually ended up setting the record for most concurrent subscribers at one time.
Yeah.
She broke that record, but that only raised that. Even she broke the record for most concurrent subscribers, and she still only raised $500,000.
Yeah.
So this is a huge hit for them. That is so good to see.
I wonder. I should ask Seville if this guy is just enormous in Poland, because I've never, obviously, him being a Polish streamer, and most of the media coverage of it was all on like the Polish community or something and stuff.
Yeah, I've never heard the name before at all. So, but I mean, there's a lot of, unfortunately, and we've had this conversation before. One of the biggest problems with Twitch is discovering other folks. If they're not playing the same games that you look for, or they don't have massive.
It wasn't on Twitch, anyways. But
it was on YouTube. Okay, but I mean, visibility in general on these platforms is not easy unless you're already huge. Yeah. So I think it's worse on Twitch than it is on YouTube, but generally speaking, it's rough.
Yeah,
it's rough. So good for him.
Yeah, supposedly like the biggest actual streamer on Twitch, like on average views per stream, is some Spanish guy. It's not actually like Kai or something, and he just pulls in like 100,000 every time he streams, but he streams like once a month or something, and no one outside the Spanish community really knows him.
So exactly, how would we know that? Because the visibility just isn't there. I mean, but the fact that he can do that infrequently, he's not getting on maybe he has a very regular schedule, but the fact that he's not on daily or 4 or 5 times a week and is still able to pull those numbers is really impressive.
Yeah, I think he was like a sports commentator or like a former athlete that went into like sports media and then went into like streaming occasionally. Or if I remember, like I remember reading about it like 2 years ago or something. So
Mm-hmm.
my details are probably very foggy on it. But he is supposedly like the largest like streamer on Twitch, but based on just like average views per stream. He just like comes on, he crushes it, huge in the Latin community. Someone we're never ever gonna see because we're it's the Latin community and not geared for Keikonas like us.
Well, and if you're talking about the Spanish speaking community, the there's so many great streamers there too. I mean, TCK Battlegrounds like that. We're not going to get eyes in BGs, but because they've already got an amazing community. So that discoverability just is. I think it's always going to be an issue. It's just it's been an issue. It's going to continue to be an issue. But good for that. Good for them. And a great cause. So good for them. Maybe we should strike while the iron's hot, Terry. Maybe it's time for another Robothon.
Maybe. I mean, they already just took 70 million out of the community. Maybe we gotta wait for the community to replenish their funds. Everyone needs to work a few more months.
That's fair.
We can still take some more of their money. Another big news: YouTuber iGumDrop qualified for MasterChef this season.
Really?
Yeah. I don't actually follow iGumDrop's content, but she supposedly does like a lot of cooking on YouTube, and she made it onto MasterChef this season. It was actually like featured on one of the episodes, and now it's pretty big news for her.
That's great.
Big news for her community. It's probably going to be all over social media because she's a very large YouTuber. I think she streams on Twitch too. Yeah, I mean, best known for her cooking content, 2 million followers across Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, blah blah blah. And like it's good that you're seeing them expand into other places and bringing their community with them. This is good for her, that showing that like the people that are doing it on YouTube and stuff and can actually do it in impress their real life. Because we've seen people go the other way. Like the biggest cooking YouTuber probably right now is Nick DiGiovanni, who was a contestant on MasterChef and now went into YouTube content afterwards. So we've seen people go like the other way, but it's very rare we see people go that way. Because normally like the people that are making like killing it on YouTube and Twitch and all this stuff, there's no desire for them to actually go and like prove themselves on these reality shows because they already have a big audience. They're making lots of money, so like what's the incentive for them to get onto like MasterChef? But she was able to do it, and now now it's good for her brand and probably gonna get a lot more exposure for her, especially if she does really well.
And one of the things we've talked about on this too is the streamer's life cycle of fame is not very long in most cases. So if you can take a passion and just use that to kind of add to what you're doing, and that's just going to extend your life cycle as a streamer. The guys who get big that don't innovate and don't try new things typically don't stay very big very long. So that's great. This is an opportunity for her to grow her stream and kind of really grow the direction she wants to go in. So that's good.
Yeah, I think it's also really good for like her YouTube channel because like cooking is probably something where people can like sustain themselves for a very long time. They don't just kind of fade away as opposed to like video games.
True.
It actually has like a really deep run. It'll like promote her channel, and then her channel can like sustain itself for like maybe decades, right? Like you don't know. Like if you have like some of like the oldest content creators that have been cooking, they can just cook for like decades and people will keep watching.
Cooking is something that has been around for as long as humans have. So, and it's not something we're going to be able to get rid of.
Exactly. And like, it's not like recipes ever go old, right? Like people are still interested in like how to cook stuff, how to cook this, how to cook that. Like there's something that like, if you made a recipe 5 years ago, it's still fine as opposed to making any sort of like content for gaming. It's not, doesn't have that evergreenness to it. Is that the
My
word,
best
evergreen?
Dish. What's that? Yeah, they call them evergreen content. Yes.
Yeah.
My best dish is a baked macaroni and cheese that I've been making for years, and I stole it from Alton Brown.
Yeah.
I stole it off of the Food Network. It was Alton Brown's baked mac and cheese. And the first time I made it was a disaster. Absolutely horrible. It wasn't creamy enough. I didn't like the way it came out. It still doesn't come out as creamy as I would like it to. So I added Velveeta to it. I didn't chop up the Velveeta finely enough, so I ended up with globs of Velveeta in the baked mac and cheese. So after like 2 really bad attempts at it, you know what I did? I went on YouTube and I looked up Alton Brown's mac and cheese and I watched him make it. And while he was making it, I made like my little notes on Howard's end. I like that he's doing this. I don't like that he's doing that. And I made changes. Now it's my own recipe that started with his basic. But it's exactly what I did. I was like, I just want to know. Everyone knows me. Knows I'm a fanatic for cheese. So a baked mac and cheese recipe is like natural for me. So I was like, that's something I want to learn how to cook. And I went to YouTube. And now it's what people know me for making. So when I go to picnics or I go to somebody's house for dinner, that's what they ask me to bring. Well, except for Easter this year, I tried something new and I've been experimenting with making quiche. And now my mother told me, you gotta love parents being honest with you. My mother sat across from me at the table at Easter and went, "This is way better than that terrible mac and cheese you make every year. Can you bring this from now on?" And my wife's she's just like, I'm like, "Yes, Mom, I can bring a quiche every year. And seeing as you like it so much, I'll make sure the poison is loaded heavily into the quiche so that, we can not have this conversation again." But, but again,
go ahead.
It's all about the videos.
Yeah. I was going to say, who else isn't a big fan of your mac and cheese? The raccoons in your neighborhood.
Did we tell that story on the podcast that they left a whole lump of it on my porch?
They did. You're so mad.
I was so pissed. The raccoon war has finally ended here. About a month ago, I just happened to encounter my landlord outside, and he always calls me Mr. Britt, and I'm just like, because that's my real first name. Don't have to call me Mr. or anything. I pay you to live here. Don't. But he stops me, and we were just chit chatting. And I said, did you hear those raccoons last night? And he rolled his eyes and he goes, "I've had it with the raccoons." He goes, "That's it. I'm doing something." Because we'd have fights outside of our house as they were fighting over like possession of the garbage.
Yeah.
And so he put clamps on every garbage can. There are now clamps. When I want to take out my garbage, I have to take this clamp off, open the lid, put the bag in, close it, and then put the clamp back on so they can't get in. And the raccoon wars ended overnight. We have not had a raccoon in over 2 weeks.
Nice.
Because they can't, they get to the garbage can and they can't get the lid up. So yeah, I think next time I make mac and cheese, I'll leave a little lump in the trash intentionally so they can smell it but not get to it. And then the bastards can learn what the cost of turning their nose up at my food.
Don't worry. I'm sure they smell it and be like, "Okay, we'll go to a different garbage can."
Yeah, it's a big neighborhood. There's other cans.
I'm pretty sure that while I was living with my parents at the last house they had, there was like a family of raccoons that were like living underneath our porch, which is pretty scary. And one night I was just like in the basement on my computer, being a gamer, as gamers do. I just hear like a scratching at the window. I was like, "Is this some thief trying to break in?" I'm like, "What the heck's going on?" So I open up the blinds. And it's just like a family of raccoons just staring at me like, "Oh, fucking goddamn it." I was freaked out. I'm like, "Why are they scratching at the window?" I was just scared to hell. I was just scared out of my mind after that. Just like, fucking raccoons.
Yeah, they're trash pandas, as my wife likes to call them.
Oh, there's also, speaking also on the raccoon topic, when Cybertrucks first came out, supposedly there were a lot of raccoons trying to like break into Cybertruck because they thought they were trash cans. Because just the way the boxy look of them all, that there are a lot of raccoons trying to break into them because they just have such a similar look to look to garbage trucks.
They are the most hideous looking things I've ever seen on the road.
They are.
Every time I pass one or I get passed by one, I just sit there and I shake my head and go, "Why? Well, you chose this. Why?"
You're not the target demographic.
Apparently, I'm not. Why?
I mean, it's like the people that drive those massive Hummers, right? Like, I don't see the appeal of people driving Hummers, and I think they're gaudy and enormous, and they use up all the gas, and they just kind of look like shit. And there's all these people that are like, "Oh, gotta go get myself a Hummer." And I'm just like, they're based off a military vehicle. Why do you want to
Right.
be driving around in like a military vehicle around? It's just
I,
like,
I
oh,
just I don't get it. I will never understand. It's just maybe there's something wrong with me. Don't answer that, but maybe there's something wrong with me. But I can't get behind it. I just can't.
uh, next topic. So, as we were talking about viewbotting and how prevalent viewbotting is, someone started a new channel on Twitch. I guess this was 2 days ago now. Yeah, 2 days ago now. That had a 15,000 viewer count with only 7 real viewers. And it was just sitting there, and a bunch of people were commenting it. NMP LOL, Nick Pollum, I think is his name.
Okay.
Was commenting it on Twitch. Asmongold came on, commented on Twitch. They were getting everyone to report it, and it was up for like 7 or 8 hours or something, with everyone reporting it before they finally took the channel down.
What I'll take away from that is that it really does expose what we've been saying for a long time, which is no matter how much Twitch sits there and talks about its bots controls, they really don't have great control for the bots. It took them 7 to 8 hours and some of the bigger names to sit there and go, "Hey, look at this," before they figured it out. Ugh.
Yeah, so like some of the funny things about it was that, like, they report the issue. They reported the issue. It looks like it was around like 2 days ago at like 2 in the afternoon or something. And the people that reviewed it would be like, "Oh yeah, we don't see a problem here." That was the response by Twitch. He's like, "Oh yeah, we review the content based on our terms and services and local laws. We're unable to identify a violation based on your report."
So again, all we hear about is, we're instituting new controls to detect bots. And then this guy literally is standing there botting, and they're like, "Nothing to see here. Please disperse." Really? Really? It's not like this ran under the radar and their detection tools failed to look at it. People literally stood there and pointed at it, and they went, everything's fine. Do you remember the old movie, The Naked Gun, the police squad movie with and he accidentally yeah, God, I heard the remake is terrible too. But there's a scene in that first one where he drives a car into a fireworks factory, and everything's exploding because the car exploded inside a fireworks factory, and he's in the middle of the street going, "Nothing to see here. Please disperse, folks." Nothing. People are literally on fire behind him, running back and forth. I feel like that he's Twitch. Everybody look at that flaming factory there. Nope, it's all good. There's nothing going on here, folks. It's okay. You return to your homes. Everything's fine. And this goes back to that point that guy who a couple weeks ago, and pardon me for not remembering any of the specific details about it because I'm old and I'm a boomer, but there was a guy who was like, put out an article that said, if you're not botting at this point, you're an idiot. Like, everybody should be botting at this point. And this is why, because there's no controls in place, and that's okay. But don't sit there and pretend that you're addressing botting when your controls don't work, your human review doesn't work, and when people point at it, both fail again. It's just, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you'll find this very funny because I know you were talking about like maybe I should just be trying botting and see what happens on my account when it happens, and this is pretty much what they did. Like, it took a ton of people reporting them, and many, many hours before it actually got taken down. I thought it was hilarious.
So for folks who don't know what Terry's referencing, about a month or two ago, I said to Terry, I've got an idea for an experiment. I'm going to create a channel called Howard Moon Bots. I'm going to start a live stream and title it, My Name is Howard Moon, and I am using 100 viewer bots on every one of my streams. And then pay for 100 viewer bots for stream, and see how long it would take for Twitch to figure out a channel with bots in the title, bots in the name, and 100 bots in the chat. How long it would take for them to figure it out? And I said, and Terry was even like 100 bots ain't going to scratch it. I think one of you said it. I can't remember if it was you or Obo. 100 bots aren't going to scratch. Well, I said, I'll up it. Every stream they don't notice me, I'll add another 50 bots. And we'll get to the point where we're up to like 2,000 bots. So be it. 2,000 bots. And the stream will be like, hey, we reached 2,000 bots. And Twitch still hasn't figured it out. It doesn't seem like they really pay attention to this. They say they do, and that's the thing. If you don't care about it, you don't care about it. That's fine, but don't pretend to care about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just say that they care about it because it's good for business to say that they care about it, but in reality, they don't really care. Like views are views to them. And it's good to advertisers to have high numbers.
That's exactly. So it's good to have the high numbers for advertisers, but then if advertisers question how many of those people exist, that's not good. So they're trying to walk that fine line, right? We don't want to lose 15,000 potential bots that make our numbers look really good to advertisers, but we also want the bots to be so obvious and make it look like we're not doing something that advertisers have no faith in our numbers, because that happens all the time too.
I don't think advertisers honestly ask that much about like, are these real views to Twitch. I think they just kind of understand that they understand that theoretically these should all be real views, because I'm guessing they're not all as Twitch wise as the average Twitch viewer would be.
Right, but I mean, if the word gets out on the street, we know that the power of the telephone effect is still the most powerful thing. If people start talking about it, and you start seeing articles saying, "Oh my God, we just found out that 40% of all Twitch viewers are actually bots," advertisers are gonna start asking questions then. So you got to at least put on the air of caring and the air of doing something.
Exactly. That's why they keep making those statements that, oh yeah, we're fighting it. We're increasing our algorithms to detect bots better. We have humans checking it. It's not just AI, blah, blah, blah. And then you see something like this go on and it's just like, nothing happens.
I mean, you want to talk about what's going to eventually kill Twitch? That is what will eventually kill Twitch, is if they lose credibility with their advertisers.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where they make a ton of money off of us. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Subs does not move the needle for that. Yes, they take half your sub money for folks at my level. Yeah, they take like $2 for every sub, but the ad revenue that they get off of even small streams like mine is way more than they're ever going to make off of their portion of subs.
Yeah. Last bit of news was a streamer named Morgpie showed off her quote unquote. You know Morgpie?
Oh, I'm familiar with this stream. Okay. Oh God, what did she do?
She showed off her new pet in a recent stream, and like out from underneath her desk, a guy in full black leather and a mask with a tail on came out from under her desk onto a little dog bed. And she like threw him a little treat, and everyone was, obviously thought it was a little wrong.
It's on brand for her, for what I know, though. I haven't watched her a ton, but I know the name. I've run across the stream once or twice. She puts off dominatrix vibes.
Yeah.
She likes to, the times I've seen her, she wears leather. She wears stuff that's like, shoulderless. That she looks like she's about to crack open a whip and say, "This way to the sex dungeon." It's just how she presents in the times I've seen her. So this would be really on brand for her, and I'm not surprised at all. Did she get shit for this, where people are like, "This is too far"? Or
yeah, I mean, obviously people are going to shit on her because this is I mean, if you don't know the person, and I assume this was, like she says, this is obviously just meant to be a joke, right? But if you don't know her, you don't understand the context, and you just see it, which is kind of like me. I don't know her. I don't understand. I kind of thought, this is obviously can't be real, because
Right.
obviously they're gonna be, the internet's gonna shit on her regardless of this. Yeah, so I
Yeah, I mean,
thought it was pretty
it's
bad.
like I said, I've only seen her once or twice, but it's not shocking to me. It's
Yeah.
not shocking to me. In the couple of times I've watched her stream, this is pretty much her brand. So and you know what? I think I can understand people being upset, but the people who are upset are probably people who didn't know her before this, because this sounds exactly like what I've witnessed on her stream. Just shock value, the whole dominatrix kind of like persona. It would not surprising that a man would be dressed up in some sort of dog looking outfit and obeying her commands. It's very on brand for me. So for me, not shocking. I'm not offended by it, but I could see if people weren't familiar with her, or yeah, I'm sure it got like live stream fail traction. I haven't even had time to look at live stream fail. That's how busy I've
I'm
been.
pretty sure it probably got live stream filmed. It was all over my my ex this week.
Okay, so I'll have to go take a look for it after we're offline. But yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. And she's, for lack of a better term, and I'm sure there's better terminology out there, she's the shock jock end of Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
If Howard Stern were coming up today, these are the kinds of things he would do. And so I think it doesn't move the needle for me at all in terms of like outrage, but it doesn't shock me either. Is what it is.
I mean, I think it's a little much for Twitch's brand. I don't know if they're going to do anything about it, but definitely seems
That's
a little
fair
much.
too. Yeah. Twitch does take steps to try. I don't want to call them family friendly. That's a step too far, but they do try to walk that fine line. I mean, God, what are we, about 2 years shy of the great hot tub stream debacle, where everybody was like, "Oh, you can't have hot tub streams on Twitch. Women running around in bikinis, my stars." And then that kind of just faded away after a while. And I mean, then we had what's her name licking ears and calling it ASMR.
Amaranth.
Amaranth. Whatever happened with her specialized beer that you were threatening to make me drink? That never come out. Or
I got it to you for Christmas.
You don't have to send it. I am not drinking the beer made out of amaranth.
If I send you that beer, you're definitely going to drink it. Come on.
Oh, my wife would probably try it. My wife will try anything once.
It's fermented. It's fine.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not consumable, dude. You're talking to a guy who once drank a beer made of goat bones. Yeah. Not even kidding you. They had to get a special license, this brewery. They brewed a beer using goat bones. So, and I drank it. So it ain't that. It's just, there's a line somewhere for me, and I think that's it. I don't want beers made from people.
Okay, so I saw another thing come across my timeline, which relates to you, but nothing to do with real internet or gaming. I saw that the price of the tickets for the Nationals and the Mets on the 30th cost less than a Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme.
Are you serious?
They're on sale right now for $6 a ticket. While Crunchwrap Supreme.
Where is that game, in New York or in Washington?
New York.
Oh, I might go. I
know you're a Mets fan, right? You're a Mets fan, right?
It's been suffering for 35 years. Yeah. Oh, actually, this will be the 40th anniversary of the beginning of my suffering, because their last title was in '86. So yeah, this is the 40th anniversary of my suffering. I am a group. I am everyone, actually. Every person who contributes to my football podcast, the Football Fig Nuts #plug, every one of them is a Met fan. So around this time every year, every April, when the football talk kind of dies down, the Mets talk starts to roar up in March and April. This is the year. And every year I say the exact same thing to this group. Guys, your lot in life is pain. You are born into this misery. You will die in this misery. Don't fool yourself that no, this is the year. Watch, they got all this pitching. They got this guy. They got that. Guys, it's the fucking Mets. Every year. And last year, they were in first place going into like the All-Star break and then didn't make the playoffs. And I was getting shit for that. They're like, yeah, we only need like another 20 wins to make the playoffs. Season's half over. And then they didn't make the playoffs. And I was like, guys, I warned you. Not only are we meant to suffer, but they give us hope and then rip it from us every year. So no, I'm a Met fan. I admit I'm a suffering Met fan. I don't get excited when they win anymore. I don't get upset when they lose anymore. I have just accepted that I will never see my team win another title in my life. And I've been fortunate as a fan. I'm a University of Connecticut alum. Their teams are fantastic in multiple sports, most notably basketball. I'm a Kansas City Chief fan. I've gotten to see my Chiefs win multiple Super Bowls. I will be going to my grave knowing that I will never see another Mets championship. And that's just the way it is.
How did you become a Mets fan in the first place?
I was born into it. My parents were Mets fans.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And they both jumped ship. They both jumped ship in the late 90s and went over to the Yankees. They were like, screw this. The Mets are terrible. We're going to start watching the Yankees. I was like, this is my cultural heritage. Suffering is my heritage.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Do you follow baseball?
I haven't followed baseball in a few years since the whole baseball league incident.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, does Terry have a team out there on the West Coast that he likes?
Oh no, I don't really have a team. I liked the Braves for a long time because I was a big Greg Maddux fan during that era.
Oh, hated that guy, but I hated him because he was so good.
Oh yeah, I watched an interesting clip about him like a few months ago, where like he was essentially calling his own pitches to the catcher.
Yep.
Like the way he caught the ball was telling the catcher what pitch he wanted to throw next.
Yep.
And where he wanted to throw it. I was like, holy shit. It was like, yeah, I was doing this for like 15 years and nobody caught on. And I was like, Jesus Christ, how no one can't figure this out?
And he was one of those guys he was so good in his prime that he could mandate personal catchers. There were guys who were on the roster because Greg Maddux wanted them on the roster, and they started when Greg Maddux started.
Yeah.
We're going back 20 years, but they had a really good all-star catcher years ago near the end of the Maddux run.
It was Javi Lopez.
Oh, no, it was somebody else.
I'm pretty sure it's Javi Lopez because Javi Lopez was an all-star there, and they had Eddie Perez as Maddox's personal catcher. I can't think of anyone else it would be. But yeah.
I'm trying
Eddie something
to
was
think.
His personal catcher.
Was it Brian McCann was the one he wouldn't throw to? I think it was Brian McCann. Or was he after?
I think McCann was after.
McCann might have been after. I just remember there was one that they had. Eddie Perez was his personal catcher.
Yeah.
But there was another guy. Oh God, I can't remember.
Like 95% sure it's Javi Lopez.
Javi Lopez was the guy, but I'm trying to think of the guy he wouldn't throw to.
Oh, I mean, only those two that I could think of. I was pretty sure he never threw to Javi Lopez.
Well, McCann was there. McCann was there in 2005, so it might have been McCann that I'm thinking of. But anyway, the point being, he was amazing, and I hated him for it. So, I can't say anything bad about the guy, but he was amazing.
He was amazing. Like, he didn't have like premium stuff. He just had premium control and premium knowledge, which is what was amazing about him. It wasn't about his like natural gifts on like, just be able to like throw fastballs at like 105 like Mason Miller does nowadays. Right. But it's just like he just knew how to control what he had, and how to set up pitchers, and it was definitely really interesting.
Right.
Have you ever
Oh,
actually
my poor Mets. Go on. Sorry. Go ahead.
Speaking of interesting baseball stuff, which is totally off topic, you ever watch any of Trevor
Okay.
Bauer's content?
No. Is he content producer now?
Yeah, he makes a lot of baseball content. It's actually, I find it to be some of the most interesting baseball content because he talks about like he does like a lot of like pitching contests versus like young hitters and all sorts of other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he talks about how he wants to like set up lines, and he goes through more of his thought process of when he's pitching to guys. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna throw this pitch in this spot because I set up a tunnel up high that he's gonna be expecting. So I'm gonna set up like the slider starting high and dropping low, blah 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 blah. And I find it like really interesting. Like he like talked about his time in Japan. He's actually pitching back in the US now for Long Island.
The Ducks?
Yeah, the Ducks. The Long Island Ducks. He actually threw a no-hitter yesterday or the day before for the Long Island Ducks.
That was the league that when I was working in minor league baseball, I was working part-time just as a side hustle years and years ago. The Long Island Ducks chief rival was the Bridgeport Bluefish. Yeah. And Bridgeport is only like 20 minutes from where I live. So I was their lead hawker. I literally was the guy who went around and would scream, I got mini bats for sale, baseballs for sale, and annoy parents with their kids going, Mommy, I want a baseball. And I would make money for the team that way. So I am very familiar with the Ducks. The Ducks, their big thing has always been bringing in old talent or guys who are back from injury who can't get a contract. I saw John Rocker pitch for the Long Island Ducks. God, I'm trying to think of who else. There's a bunch of them, yeah. So when you say Long Island, I immediately think the Ducks. Yeah. And the worst part was the guy who founded the league was the owner of the Long Island Ducks. So like if he wanted a guy, you didn't sign him. The Ducks got them. So he would every year the Ducks would get like the cream of the crop in terms of people who they would be, released off of major league rosters and were looking for a place to play temporarily. So, and that was their big thing. It was like, we've sent more people back to the majors than any other team in the league. That's because you get the first pick of them and you get the guy you know is only going to be there for a month until somebody else gets hurt and they need a replacement. So,
I mean, it feels like he should still be in the league. He's like, his stuff is still quite good. But like,
yeah,
I've been always contact. I'm pretty sure he's been blackballed for all this because he's like pretty controversial person back in the day. But yeah, it's like he got acquitted of all the charges against him. It feels kind of shitty that he got blackballed, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, you know who I saw? Another one more name drop. Yeah. Jose Canseco played for the Ducks.
Oh, Jose Canseco played everywhere and he needed money to pay off the income tax or whatever.
Jose Canseco, and funnily, funny enough, oh God, was it? Maybe he wasn't a Duck, but he definitely played in the league. They're actually the ballpark left field was built right up against a hockey arena. Like the joke was that people would go to hockey games and stand at the window and watch the baseball game because you could see over left field. And Canseco hit a home run that was so hard it lodged into the window of the arena, like into the window of the arena, like some sort of comical thing. Cracked the window, got stuck in there. So the city of Bridgeport made the baseball team put up a net that would guard any more balls from hitting. It was like right over left field. There was this net, and nobody ever came close to hitting it again. But I was just like, oh my God, really? But yeah, I was there that night too. I was like, I just heard the sound. I looked over and everybody was pointing at left field. And I was like, oh my God, can't believe it. I think it was even a foul ball too. I don't even think it counted as a home run.
Yeah, I think Jose Canseco also played for like the Vancouver Canadians at some point.
There you go.
I remember, but that was when we were like I think we were like a single A affiliate for Anaheim or the California Angels at that time. And he just like signed like a contract just to make some money for a few weeks to pay the bills. But yeah, all right. I think we digressed and went on enough of a tangent.
Yeah, sorry, we got tangents there. Sorry, guys. It's a slow week.
Yeah. We're talking about streamers making tons of money for charity and MasterChef and reality competitions. It was bound to get down to sports eventually.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave comments and all that stuff. And you might see a new theme song coming up soon. I don't see how lazy I am tonight. Probably gonna be pretty lazy. Guesses are pretty high in the
Coming
lazy scale.
soon.
Yeah, coming soon. But thank you so much, and yeah, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and all that stuff. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.